So today we're going to show you how to draw the gates to scale. Now, first off, we need to remember that the gate dimensions are 34 inches tall by 32 inches wide, and the gates are going to be made of 1-inch square tubing. Now, I can't draw a 34-inch by 32-inch square on a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. It just won't fit. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is compress everything down to 1/8 scale. So what that means is for every inch in real life, I'm going to draw this to 1/8 of an inch. So to repeat, 1 inch equals 1/8 of an inch. So right here, that's 1/8. There's another one. It's going here. So real quick, if I go ahead and pull up a calculator, 34 divided by 0.125, which is 1/8 of an inch, is going to equal, oops, that did not work out, 34 times 0.125, that'll work, is 4.5 or 4.25 inches. And 32 divided by 0.125 should be 4 inches. So our gates are going to come out to 4.25 by 4 inches. So let's go ahead and start. There's 1, 2, 3, 4.25. By 1, 2, 3, 4. Come up here. Actually, I'll just set it right there. You do want to try and get as close to being perpendicular and parallel as possible. Or use a triangle, that works really well too. And we'll see how close I got. Right there. Hey, look, I'm within maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so that is the outside perimeter. Now we're dealing with 1-inch square tubing, and since our scale is 1/8 to an inch, we're going to go ahead and mark it at 1/8 to represent our 1-inch square tube. My recommendation, if you're going to be thinking about how to design your gates, is to draw a bunch of these and then use those to come up with the best looking design possible. Now you notice I'm making these marks in both directions on all the corners. That's going to allow me to draw this next step, which is right here to the inside piece of material. Okay. And then last mark will be right here. Alright, so this is, now we can go and toss our dimensions, 34 inches by 32 inches. And we're going to drop a dimension line right here. I'm going to pull this little arrow out here and call this 1 inch. So now we know the dimensions of this thing entirely. Now we can go ahead and start coming up with our design for the interior. And again, if we are using 1-inch square tubing for a lot of this work, then we can just draw everything at 1/8 of an inch and it's going to work. So for instance, if I come over here 1, 2, 3, 4, 1/8 of an inch or 1/2 of an inch and make a mark here. At this point, guys, I am just freehanding. I am just making stuff up. I don't actually have a plan here. But if I come over that bit right there, let's see what we get. If I come up, I don't know, 2 foot. Or 2 inches. Okay, so this mark from this point to that point is 1 2, 3, 4 eighths of an inch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 inches from the inside of the gate frame. So from inside to inside, that is 4 inches, or on paper, 4 eighths of an inch. Now, I want to go ahead, I'm probably going to cap that off with, I don't know, let's come over here and do something like that. Put mark there. Put mark here. This does slow things down a little bit using the ruler and drawing things to scale, but you end up with a much cleaner, much better looking drawing, and it's a lot more useful because I can tell you right now that that is 1-inch square tubing and that it's going to fit. You know what, let's come down from here a bit. If I use a 2.5 inch line there, so that's, let's see, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 inches of 1-inch square tubing down to that point. And then we'll come over here, and again we're going to measure at a perpendicular angle here. Now the other nice thing about this, I don't know how long of a piece of material I need here. So I can take my ruler, put it up here, and now I can count. Let's see, that's 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I need a 22-inch piece of steel to make this part right there. Really easy to check because I know that I'm drawing at 1/8 scale. And down here you can usually draw, especially if you have a specific scale that you are using, 1/8 of an inch equals 1 inch. Now I know what this scale, what scale this drawing is drawn to. Now let's see here. If I want to come over here and do something, I don't know, roughly perpendicular to that. Let's see. Ooh, right about there. So we'll come in here and draw another line. And that is going to line up perfectly on that side and right there. Okay, so apparently I've come up with something that says TV. Wasn't quite my intention, but we can work with that, I guess. Let's see here. If we measure this, actually it doesn't really matter if you're starting with the 1 or not. You just need to be able to count eighths. So that's 8, 9, 10. So we'll go ahead and make the same mark over here. 8, 9, 10. And then we come down an eighth. So using a ruler in this way gives you the opportunity to make nice repeatable measurements, make nice clean crisp lines, and to transfer measurements around very easily. So for instance, I can do that. And since I measured this to be the same measurement as that, it was easy to make sure that things are relatively square. I'm not going to get perfect because I'm not using my triangles, but for a sketch or a technical sketch at this point, we're getting pretty good. Let's see here. I really still need to come do something, well, I don't know. If that is 10, then if I go up 3 inches, so that's 3/8, 1/8, 2/8, wait a minute, yeah, 1/8, 2/8, oh wait, 1, 2, 3/8 right there, and there. then I can come across like this and like this to get more art coming, and I can do that again. I like to repeat things, although I think I'm going to repeat it down this way a bit. So let's see, that's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8 to that point, and there's a second 8 right there. And let's go ahead and make that same mark. So again, counting things out using these quarter scales allows you to have a very accurate piece. I can tell you right now that each one of these pieces is 1-inch square tubing just by dropping a ruler on it and checking that, yeah, it's 1/8 of an inch. Very easy to do. So my recommendation, if you're going to be working on the gate project, is that you go ahead and make 2 or 3 or more of these squares here, and then go ahead and fill them up with design. Remember that your gates are 34 inches tall by 32 inches wide, and to use your 1/8 scale. You could also do a 1/16 scale, but that might be a little tiny, so I would just recommend sticking with 1/8 scale and burning a few pages. That's it. I want to thank you for joining in. My name is Mr. Hilbert, and I hope that you watch other videos over here, and of course like and subscribe over here.